Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to week 8 of the league here. Sorry I didn't get a video to you last week. I've just been real busy. I got strep. It's it's been a rough one for me. But let's go over week 7 matchups. We'll start off with me and Jason. And then I've got power rankings for you. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video. I'll try to get more in since I've really slacked off doing the videos. Anyways, let's go over me and Jason's matchup here. Obviously, I lost, followed to 1-6, got the worst record in the league. Probably, only a prayer will get me in the playoffs at this point. It's looking like it's just on to next year for me. Jason puts up probably the highest score he's put up all year because obviously he's playing me. You're going to put up big numbers. But he's 3-4. He's got a shot at playoffs. Looks like everybody's about 3 or 4, 4-3, and then you got there's 3 teams that are pretty much in a different category than the rest of us, but we'll get to that. Anyways, I started Jared Goff, had the GOAT on bye. Goff gave me a whopping 1.7. That's just rough. I had Amon-Ra go out with concussion, 1.4. James Robinson put up the donut, gets traded right after. Nick Chubb, consistent, 22. Mike Williams with the 21, but he got hurt. I think he's out now. Evan Ingram with 10. You gotta love that out of a tight end. DeAndre in his return, 23-3, leading the squad. Titans defense put up 20, and then my kicker put up 16. So had everything was set right for me to get a W this week, but quarterback, top receiver. Well, that might be top receiver now, but going into this week, my top receiver. We got to get him healthy. He's been killing me as late. And then starting a guy that gets 0 points. I'm lucky to break 100. Not really much going on the bench for me. Like I said, I got 3 guys on bye. And then pretty much everybody else is not good. Got my new player, Deontay Johnson. I traded Russ for. And then Kareem really ain't been doing nothing here lately. Looks like he might be getting traded now. But over here, Jason got a solid 19 out of Herbert. I know when you're starting Herbert, you usually want more than that, pass-heavy offense. But still, you can't complain when the guy you're playing put up 1.7. He outscored the other quarterback by 17 points. So Aaron Jones puts up the big 30.6 and a loss. Breece Hall 21, but gets hurt, so crushes Jason's team a little bit. Devontae Adams with 17.5. Godwin with 11.75. Gerald Everett with 11.3. Like I said, love seeing double digits out of a tight end, especially as of lately. Ayuk, who's been playing solid here lately, with the 15-2. Jets defense 6. Carlson 10. So good week for Jason. Gets 64 on his bench here with McCole Hardman putting up 29. But yeah, good win for Jason. Moves to 3-4. Has a shot at playoffs. Right now that's all you're doing. You're just trying to get into playoffs. Move over to Jared versus Baker, which was pretty much the best matchup we had all week. It was close. Jared pulled it off at the very end. Was it Stevenson? Who was it that he needed? I can't remember. I think it was Stevenson. But anyways, Tom Brady puts up his 12. Still need to see more out of Tom. I know, like Jared says, he's been getting yards, just can't get touchdowns. Kamara with 20.25. I'm pretty sure I've heard trade talks about Kamara, but I'm not sure if he'll actually leave New Orleans. Stevenson been playing big, huge of lately for Jared. With the 27. Pittman, need more out of that. McLaurin with a solid 18. 10 out of his tight end, 10 out of his flex. CH just, like I said, I wasn't big on him early on, and definitely ain't big on him now. He's barely a starter in this league, barely a flex player. Jaguars defense -2, and then 5 out of the kicker. On the flip side, not much going on here. Robinson Jr. for Baker got 15.6. I know DK's hurt this week now, but just not big on Baker's receivers. Haven't been big on Dak lately. They've got to prove it, before we can put some respect on it. They got to prove it. But this right here, this is what Baker does have going for him. He's got 2 stud running backs. It's Hunter Gifted and Damian Pierce. 2 stud running backs, potentially 3, but Robinson's got to cross that threshold of being a stud. And he's splitting time with Antonio Gibson. So Baker's kind of got him into his team into a situation where he's got 2 work share running backs. The trade with CMC kills Baker, having Jeff Wilson Jr. and Elijah Mitchell on his team. Not really much else on Baker's team. But anyways, good win for Jared. Baker moves to 2-5. Jared 3-4. I don't know I think Jared might be last man out right now of playoffs. I'd have to look at it. But anyways, on to the next matchup. Adam getting beat by Tibbs. Tibbs had a big week. His team looks really good after his trades. Joe Burrow and Chase came alive. The only thing that sucks now is Chase is out for like the next 4 weeks. I've got this not the same team exactly, but I got the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase set up in another league, and crushes you when he goes out, especially after these 2 past weeks of them being real solid. But pretty much 60 out of Joe Burrow, 40 out of Jamar Chase. Don't really matter what else you get when you get those numbers. You get 100 out of them too. Juju's been playing real well ever since Rick traded him. Good numbers out of defense and kicker. Solid week. Looking like a real stud team in this league. Got Gus on the bench dropping 22-6. And then, that's not even with Dalvin. Not even with A.J. Brown. So, I mean, that's a pretty scary numbers that he's putting up. Which, Dalvin could have gone right there. A.J. could have gone right there. So, yeah, he could have put up 220. Easy. Over here on the flip side, great running back play from Adam. Real great running back play. That's all he had. If the rest of his team steps up, he might be able to score it. It's hard when you're the guy going against scores in 180. I think he was projected 121. So, but 3 good running back scores for Adam. Hurts when you have Hurts on the bench. No pun intended. Everybody looks at, well, he's not even playing nowhere. But Gabe Davis on bye, Jalen Hurts on bye. Could have helped out, especially since Adam's a weak in receiver. And, not much you can do there. But yeah, good win for Tibbs. Doesn't matter for Adam too much because starting out 5-2 and having the team he has, he's pretty much secured a playoff spot. Wade with the whole team on bye, going against Rick. Rick 3-4 somehow. I really don't know how. But he's still in playoff contention. So shout out Rick. Wade at 6-1, looking like the top dog. Gets a win against Rick in the week that he definitely thought he wasn't going to win. But 130 is not a bad score win. You've got this on bye. Stephon, Jetta, Sanders, Bills defense, all on bye. 3 starters and a defense, which that defense puts up good points. So, can't knock it. He's got a good team. On the flip side, we got Boyd putting up 40 on the bench for Rick. Mariota with the 20. Who did he start? Derek Carr. Pretty sure the week before Mariota did pretty well for Rick, so I don't know. Bad management, maybe. You do expect Derek Carr to do a little bit more there. I don't know. A.J. Dillon with the 2-5. Tony Pollard with the 16. He's got 2 running back 2 starting for him. He doesn't have... Does he have a running back 1 on this whole team? I guess J.K., if you even count that. Debo with 9. T. Higgins, who, for the next 4 weeks or so, they said it was a minimum 4 weeks for Chase, so for the next 4 weeks or so, T. Higgins is going to play big. Looks like Tyler Boyd's going to play big too. But T. Higgins should be the stud out there, taking over the Chase's role. Still don't like Rick's odds to get many more wins this year. I don't know, just don't like his team. On the flip side, you got Kyler with D-Hop back. Still expect more, but 19 points for him. I think pretty much all he threw it to was D-Hop. That's about the only production they got out of the receivers. Mostert with 25. Eckler with 40. Kirk with 17. Corey Davis with nothing. Joku's been playing real well for him. And then not much on this end, but he didn't need it, except going against Rick. But good job, Wade. Half your team's on bye and you get a win. You gotta love that. Over here, low scoring matchup. Like I said, if you're playing me, you're gonna score 150 plus. You're playing Hunter, you're not even gonna score 100. That's just the way it goes. But Zach's team puts up the 97. Hunter squeaking by a win, goes to 5-2 at 104. Lamar with 13, JT 18, Khalil Herbert, who could end up being big for Zach. We'll see. The kid looks good running the ball. But they're still doing a timeshare out there as well. See how that works out. See if one of them gets made the starter before the end of the year or not. Tyreek with 14. Cooks with 8.6. Ugh. Mark Andrews got hurt, and then he got hurt this week too. This Thursday, yesterday. So rough for Mark Andrews owners right now, but he'll be back. And heck, he's still probably tight end too. I don't think he's gotten to Kelsey's points scored this year, but Mark Andrews has been putting up the 28s and 30s. So it's hard to be disappointed if you've got him. Lockett putting up double digits. I ain't mad at that. Ravens defense, good numbers. Didn't really have much on the bye. I guess if you count Thielen. Yeah, not much going on Zach's bench. I do like the potential in his team, though. But it all comes down to what they do in Chicago. Love to see him with another running back. I mean, he's got Buffalo's number one, but it's still Buffalo's offense. They're not a very run-heavy offense. On the flip side, you got Hunter with Tua, the old Christian McCaffrey in his debut. So probably going to get to see more touches out of him moving forward. Picked up Chuba, and he's got the other one, don't he? He's got Foreman. So it looks like Foreman is going to be the starter from just points. I didn't really watch the game or nothing, but both guys he picked up put up about 40 points. He could have started them both and been fine, especially with Gallup putting up 0. Kelsey with 16, Mr. Consistent. DJ Moore with 20. Not a great week for Hunter, but he gets a win, so can't be mad. Anytime you get a win, you can't be mad. Who do you have on bye? Devontae Smith and Henderson. So 2 starters, potentially 2 starters. I don't know if he starts Devontae Smith. But he's got running backs now, so not a bad place to be. And then our high scorer of the week, heavy duty, with the 194. Josh Jacobs just been an absolute beast ever since the trade, which so is Eckler. So it's hard to be mad if you're either of them, because both guys that's been involved in that trade have been going off. Zeke finally had a good game, 21, which I don't know how many bad games he's actually had. Let's see. I'm sure there's been a bunch that ain't been 20. Yeah, so it's the first time he's actually gotten to 20. But it seems like he's turning it up a little bit. 18 week before, 2 touchdowns. I mean, besides the 2 touchdowns, he still didn't do a whole lot. But anyways, 20 out of your running back, 20 out of Zeke, who's been struggling. That's pretty good. Mike Evans did well. The rookie, Olave's been pretty good down there, looking like New Orleans number 1. George Kittle coming alive, 20. Eno Benjamin, who is James Conner's backup, but James Conner's a Band-Aid, so love seeing that. And then Cowboys D, that looks like a good start every week, really. That's a tough defense. But 19 points, like I said, destroyed Detroit. Outscored Detroit's quarterback by 18. On the flip side, Billy Jack going to 4-3. Still got a really good team. I like Billy Jack's team. I like what he's done with it. Who did he get? He got Kenneth Walker off of. Is that off of Baker? Yeah, it was part of that Baker's trade. Hurt. Timeshare. Cortland Sutton didn't do much. You know, I don't really like Sutton. I don't like anybody that's got a Denver uniform on this year right now. Back up. So what did Najee do? 15 and a 10-16 loss. I mean, not too bad. Big points out of Kenneth Walker though. Leonard not doing much. That offense didn't do much against Carolina. And then, you know, Pat Mahomes is going to do his thing. Usually 138 will get you a win. I mean, 1, 2. He's fourth highest score this week. It's just all about who you play, but not a big deal for Billy Jack. Like I said, 4-3. Looking fine. Got a real good team. He should be fine going forward. Anyways, let's move on to this week's matchups. On my road to playoffs, pretty much got to start winning out. Here we go again. Anyways, like I was saying, I pretty much got to win out at this point to get into playoffs and score a lot doing it. Well, I don't know. I haven't really scored that many less points than everybody else, but I need to produce. And I've got Wade this week, who's probably the best team in the league. A fully healthy Wade. I don't think he's got anybody hurt or on bye. Well, he's got Austin Eckler on bye, so that helps me out a little bit. But he's got the depth that he just pretty much replaces that guy. I mean, obviously, Wade's got the better team. I pray I win, but if you're betting money, you got to bet money on Wade here. Still got a questionable Amon-Ra. I've got James Robinson who got traded. He's not probably going to get much work this week. Hopefully something happens with him. Hopefully Kareem Hunt goes to the Rams or somewhere else. Just get him somewhere else. Make him a starter somewhere. Mike Williams on bye, which he got hurt anyways. I don't know how long he's out for. Minimum of 4 weeks, so that screws me. Cam Akers still fighting with the team. He probably won't play football again this year. Hopefully he gets traded. I mean, even if he does, I don't see him producing much. Maybe if they trade for Kareem Hunt, he's Chubb's handcuff. I mean, that does more for me than what he's doing now. Hopefully DeAndre and Amon-Ra and just Nick Chubb and Josh Allen could score 130 on their own. I can just get some fives and stuff going across the board here. I don't know. Not much good to say about my team. I mean, I've got good players. I have the potential. I had to trade away a lot of my depth and some studs to even fix my quarterback issue. But hopefully I win. But like I said, if I'm betting money, if anybody's betting money, it's on Wade. He should win this week. On to our next matchup. Adam going against Baker. Looks like a hefty chance of winning here for old Crab Legs. Has he got a lot of bye weeks? Nobody even on bye for Baker, so they're just hating on his team. Which, like I said, I think they got DK at a 0 projection. Not looking like he's going to play. Game time decision. But I guess with DK, if he plays, that'll move that projection up. But I think he's projected 0 if I'm not mistaken. That's why that projection's so low for Baker. I'm still taking Adam. He's got Hurts back. Saquon, Mixon. Do you have anybody hurt on by? I mean, he's got some Hurts, but McKinnon on by. Patterson on IR. Yeah, I mean, he's just got the better team. He's got Etienne with the backfield to himself now. He's got 3 of the best run. He's got maybe the best running back core now in our league. And pretty much you can count Jalen Hurts as a running back that just throws. So go at him. Probably not even close. Look at these projections. Can I play one of them? Anyways, we got Tibbs going against Rick here. Before I even look at anything, I'm going Tibbs. Just out of pure disrespect for Rick. So he does have Chase out already of the lineup. So that's projections with Chase out of the lineup. Figured he had the depth that he didn't know. Oh, he's got Juju on bye. Gus with the 9. He should still be fine though. Like I said, this is the only question mark I have here. I mean, usually every year David Montgomery does pretty well, but with Khalil Herbert doing what he's doing now, you got your fingers crossed if you're a Montgomery owner. You got your fingers crossed if you're Zach. You got Khalil Herbert. Over here we got. Yeah, just hate this team. Just no offense, but I hate that team. We're going with Tibbs. Another low projection here. Zach projected 135, but he's already got 35 points from the Thursday night game. Tough loss with Mark Andrews. I mean, I don't know how long he's out, but just tough losing him early on in that game. He had 3 catches for 33 pretty early on with that shoulder injury in the first half. Godwin did get a touchdown. No, he didn't get a touchdown, did he? But 6 catches for 75 yards for Jason. Still need more out of Godwin. Justin Herbert on bye, that kills you. And then, like I said, the Breece Hall injury really hurts. It's going to be rough for Jason moving forward, too. He's got 2 running backs. 2 decent running backs to go forward with, but I mean, Melvin Gordon ain't really all that anymore. So, gonna go with Zach with this one. Jason stays at 3 wins. Zach moves up to 4-4. Hunter going against Billy Jack. Hunter projected the win right now. Leonard gave him more this week. What did he have? 5 last week. Still just 24 yards for Fournette. He did have a touchdown. Must have had some catches too. So yeah, 3 catches for 34. Gave him 6 and 12. Yep. Oh man, let's see here. Pat Mahomes out. That hurts. Chuba's out. So he's got the sole starter now in Deontay Foreman, Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore. McCaffrey still in the Carolina jersey. Rams pretty good up front. I don't know what their rank is overall for the rush defense, but I mean, it don't really matter. McCaffrey gets catches out of the backfield too, so you gotta love Hunter's schedule in here. It's one of the tougher teams with a star quarterback on the bench. But Danny Jones can do that thing. Danny Dimes out here with the wheels. He ain't gonna throw but for 150 yards, but he might run into touchdowns. Kenneth Walker. Ooh, that's going against the Giants defense. It's gonna be tough on Kenneth Walker to repeat last week's performance. Starting Sutton. Russ been doing them high knees. I don't know. Najee going against Phillies. Yeah, give me Hunter. Just tough matchups. Pat Mahomes on a bye week. Just if Billy pulls it off, kudos to him, but it's gonna be tough. He's definitely got an uphill battle here. Just gonna be a tough week for him. But yeah, give me Hunter in this matchup. Looks like Swift's coming back this week. Is this his first week back? Full practice participant. Yep. Swift coming back. See how that trade works out for Hunter. A.J. Dillon ain't done shit. T. Higgins is the man now, but healthy Swift. Take him over Higgins any day. And then our last matchup of the week, we got the big point scorer from last week, Heavy Duty, going against J-Rod. Tied up right now from the Thursday night game. Except Brady didn't do much, but he did throw for 300 some yards and a touchdown. He got Jared 20 points. Maybe one of the higher scoring weeks for Brady this year. Yes, 3 games over 20. Not your typical Tom Brady year, but still, trust me, if you get 20 out of a quarterback, you're not too mad. I mean, I've gotten multiple weeks with 1, 5, 4. So 20's not bad. And he's starting the guy that's got me those 1-5s. Well, Jared Goff's been pretty rough. He's the one that got me the 1. Yeah, it looks like Russell will get you at least 10. And, you know, still going. Josh Jacobs. Who's he playing? Ooh, New Orleans. He could go slam off. Olave against Vegas. So not bad matchups on Duty's side. Let's see here. Algier going to Carolina. San Fran. Jets. See how good them Jets defense is. And New England looked bad last week, but Stevenson still did his thing. It's been real good. Let's look at his last like 3 or 4 weeks. The last 3 weeks, look at that. Averaging about 30 last 3 weeks. So you gotta love that if you're Jared. This is tough. Give me Duty just based on matchups, but it'll be a close one. This should be probably the closest matchup this week. But yeah, give me Duty. Alright. I guess let's move on to, let's go look at our standings. See what we got going on. Obviously, dead last. Baker's looking like he's got the least amount of points scored. Followed by Jared, then Jason, then me, then Duty and Rick right there right beside each other. Hunter with 1 more point scored than Rick. Tibbs, Zach, Billy Whack, Adam, and Wade in first. But side pot wise, looks like Billy Jack is in the lead for the side pot, with Zach close behind, about what, 28 points behind or something like that. 27 points behind, and about 28. Or not 28. 24. I don't know. Quick maths, I don't know. Oh, definitely not 24. 26. Oh, I'm gonna control this thing. Hold on real quick, fellas. Don't want to lose life in the middle of the video. Alright, we're back. some, points against 1071. Nobody even close to that. Look at this, Hunter at 746 points against. So like I said, but yeah, pretty good scheduling for Hunter so far. 746. I mean, Adam's at 873, but it didn't really matter. Or not Adam, Wade. Wade's at 873, but like I said, it doesn't really matter when you score 1,066 points thus far. 6-game losing streak. Hopefully, well, it's going to probably be L7 after this week, but I don't know, it's a rough one. We can look at our projected playoff bracket. So far, Jason and Jared are first two out, along with me and Baker sitting down here in the consolation. So that puts Duty in with that big week. I think that has him skip over Jared and Jason to play Wade week 1. Got Tibbs and Billy Jack sitting at the 4 and 5 seed. Hunter sitting in the 2 seed. Gotta love who you're playing at the 2 seed right now. Guys got to be fighting for that 2 spot. Don't imagine he's going to be there in the year, so it probably won't really matter. But right now, I mean, if the weekend's next week, you're wanting wherever that guy's going to be. Adam at the 3 spot with the brotherly matchup playing Zach. If I'm Adam and I've got the team I don't exactly love that matchup early on. I'd love to try to get to this 2 seed, and Adam should probably be our 2 seed in the league, but if I'm Adam, I'd say Adam's probably going to end up there at the end of the year. But I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's early on. This is going to look completely different at the end of the year. This might not, but this as a whole is going to look completely different. Anyways, let's get to the juicy stuff. Let's get to the power rankings that I've made. Before we can get to them, just know that this has nothing to do with your record. I mean, a little bit, but nothing really to do with your record. Just purely based on your team, where I think you might finish up. Just pretty much just my opinion on your team. Like I said, don't get mad if you're 5-2 and I've got you at 10. I don't know if there's anybody that, but if you're 4-3 and you're at 7 or 8, like I said, it has nothing to do with your record, just purely based on your team. But anyways, let's get into it. So here's the league power rankings. Like I said, I got Wade at number 1. He's got a stud of a team. He's got a good quarterback. Still got Deshaun Watson on the bench. Comes back after week 10. Got best receiving core in the league. Good running backs now. I mean, you're just all around good team. Best defense in the league. Adam not far behind. Like I said, another high-powered offense, high-powered team. Billy's came alive, especially after the trades. Billy's got a really good team. Even before the trades, Billy had a good team and he was scoring a lot. But him and Tibbs have both set themselves up in that upper echelon. But for right now, I'm going to say like the top 3 is probably that top tier. And Tibbs he's just got to stay alive until Chase comes back. When Chase comes back, he's right there with Wade and Adam and Billy in that upper echelon of teams in this league. But without Chase, it's a whole new ball game. You got to have Burrow and Chase doing that deadly combination. Like you see, I mean, once they turned it up, you saw what Tibbs' team was doing. That's what stacking a quarterback with a stud receiver like him, what it could do for your team. But after that, like I said, Tibbs is up there, but he's just got to hold on without Chase. And the way that this league's gone so far, with the the lesser teams at 3-4. Tibbs should be fine. He should be able to hold out. I didn't really look at his schedule to see what he had going forward, but should be fine. Should be able to lose a couple games, and if Chase comes back in the 5th week from now, still be able to make it into playoffs. But then you got Zach. Like I said, Zach's team's got a lot of potential. It doesn't wow you, but he does have Lamar. He's got JT. He's got some studs on that team. Got Mark Andrews, and he's got like the Khalil Herberts and just guys that can make something happen later on. That you're like, hey, Zach could have a really good team. But I got him at 5 right now. Got Hunter at 6. Like I said, Hunter's team's not bad. He's helped himself with trades and working the waiver wire, which, I mean, when you don't have a job, it helps out a lot. You're just sitting at home by the computer all day, nothing to do, pick up guys. But shout out Hunter, you can work the waiver that way. But I got him at 6, 5-2, second in the league, I guess, record-wise. Yeah, he's the number 2 seed and got him at 6. Jared at 7. I don't know, his team just doesn't wow me. I know he got Cup. He had to trade a decent bit to get Cup, though. His team's just got to do more. They got to actually produce. I'm not sold on Brady this year. Brady's not been good. Got Baker at 8, but really, I mean, I may need to relook at this again. Put Duty up here at 8. I'm not sure if I didn't mess this up just doing it, not thinking, but got Baker at 8. His team's just not performed. I mean, he's the lowest scorer in the league this year. Potentially got hustled on some trades. I don't know. But he's got some studs on his team, so I mean, I can't take too much away from him. But Duty's teams look good. I mean, I put myself over Duty. I don't know why, but I like my team. I think you give my team to some of these other guys that have better records, and you think, hey, that team's probably going to be pretty good. Somebody that you might not want to see in the playoffs. Well, I don't know. With the injuries and stuff, and I probably should have put myself at 10. Duty at 8, Baker at 9. Anyways, I got Jason and Rick down here at the bottom. Like I said, Rick's probably not going to leave this spot the rest of the year. Just don't like his management of his team this year. And, I mean, he could say he's had injuries, he's had bad luck. Happens to him every year is what he says. But, everybody gets injuries. Everybody has bad luck. I've got injuries. I mean, it is what it is. But besides the injuries, there's still decisions you make and trades you make that help or hurt you, and I just think they've hurt him instead of helping. But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, at least Rick's trying. You can give him that. He's trying to make something happen. He's been active. Everybody knows Rick sends him trades every week, every day just about. But not much more I got for you. Be looking for a new league manager poll. I'm going to put a new poll up. Might have something to do with end of the year accolades and something like that. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. But other than that, I'll see y'all next week.